bidding his beads all day for his trespass, tidings of war and worldly trouble tell. With holy father sits not with such things to mell. But if of danger which hereby doth dwell, and home-bred evil ye desire to hear, of a strange man I can you tidings tell, that wasteth all this country far and near. Of such, said he, I chiefly do inquire, and shall you well reward to show the place, in which that wicked wight his days doth wear. For to all knighthood it is foul disgrace, that such a cursed creature lives so long a space. Far hence, quoth he, in wasteful wilderness his dwelling is, by which no living wight may ever pass, but thorough great distress. Now, said the lady, draweth toward night, and well I wot that of your later fight ye all forwearied be. For what so strong but wanting rest will also want of might? The sun that measures heaven all day long, at night doth bait his steeds the ocean waves among. Then with the sun take, sir, your timely rest, and with new day new work at once begin. Untroubled night, they say, gives counsel best. Right well, sir knight, ye have advised been, quoth then that aged man. The way to win is wisely to advise. Now day is spent, therefore with me ye may take up your inn for this same night. The knight was well content, so with that godly father to his home they went. A little lowly hermitage it was, down in a dale hard by a forest side, far from resort of people that did pass in travel to and fro. A little wide there was an holy chapel edified, wherein the hermit duly wont to say his holy things each morn and eventide. Thereby a crystal stream did gently play, which from a sacred fountain welled forth all way. Arrived there, the little house they fill, ne look for entertainment where none was. Rest is their feast, and all things at their will. The noblest mind the best contentment has. With fair discourse the evening so they pass, for that old man of pleasing words had store, and well could file his tongue as smooth as glass. He told of saints and popes, and evermore he strode an Ave Mary after and before. The drooping night thus creepeth on them fast, and the sad humour loading their eyelids, as messenger of Morpheus on them cast sweet slumbering dew, the which to sleep them bids. Unto their lodgings then his guests he rids, where, when all drowned in deadly sleep he finds, he to his study goes, and there, amidst his magic books and arts of sundry kinds, he seeks out mighty charms to trouble sleepy minds. Then choosing out few words most horrible, let none them read, thereof did verses frame, with which and other spells like terrible, he bade awake black Pluto's grisly dame, and cursed heaven, and spake reproachful shame of highest God, the Lord of life and light. A bold, bad man, that dared to call by name great Gorgon, prince of darkness and dead night, at which Cocytus quakes, and Styx is put to flight. And forth he called, out of deep darkness dread, legions of sprites, the which, like little flies fluttering about his ever-damned head, await whereto their service he applies, to aid his friends or fray his enemies. Of those he chose out two, the falsest two, and fittest for to forge true seeming lies. The one of them he gave a message to, the other by himself stayed, other work to do. He, making speedy way through spursed air, and through the world of waters wide and deep, to Morpheus' house doth hastily repair, amid the bowels of the earth full steep. And lo, where dawning day doth never peep, his dwelling is. There Tethys his wet bed doth ever wash, and Cynthia still doth steep in silver dew his ever drooping head, while sad Night over him her mantle black doth spread, whose double gates he findeth locked fast, the one fair framed of burnished ivory, the other all with silver overcast, and wakeful dogs before them far do lie, watching to banish care their enemy, who oft is wont to trouble gentle sleep. By them the sprite doth pass in quietly, and unto Morpheus comes, whom drowned deep in drowsy fit he finds, of nothing he takes keep. And more, to lull him in his slumber soft, a trickling stream from high rock tumbling down, and ever drizzling rain upon the loft, mixed with a murmuring wind, much like the sound of swarming bees, no other noise, nor people's troublous cries, as still are wont to annoy the walled town, might there be heard, but careless quiet lies, wrapped in eternal silence, far from enemies. The messenger approaching to him spake, but his waste words returned to him in vain, so sound he slept that naught might him awake. Then rudely he him thrust and pushed with pain, whereat he 'gan to stretch, but he again shook him so hard that forced him to speak, as one then in a dream, whose drier brain is tossed with troubled sights and fancies weak. He mumbled soft, but would not all his silence break. The sprite then 'gan more boldly him to wake, and threatened unto him the dreaded name of Hecate, whereat he 'gan to quake, and lifting up his lumpish head, with blame half angry asked him for what he came. Hither, quoth he, me Archimago sent, he that the stubborn sprites can wisely tame. He bids thee to him send for his intent a fit false dream that can delude the sleeper's scent. The god obeyed, and calling forth straightway a diverse dream out of his prison dark, delivered it to him, and down did lay his heavy head, devoid of careful cark, whose senses all were straight benumbed and stark. He back returning by the ivory door, remounted up, as light as cheerful lark, and on his little wings the dream he bore in haste unto his lord, where he him left afore, who all this while with charms and hidden arts had made a lady of that other sprite, and framed of liquid air her tender parts, so lively and so like in all men's sight, that weaker sense it could have ravished quite. The maker self, for all his wondrous wit, was nigh beguiled with so goodly sight. Her all in white he clad, and over it cast a black stole, most like to seem for Una fit. Now when that idle dream was to him brought, unto that elfin knight he bade him fly, where he slept soundly, void of evil thought, and with false shows abuse his fantasy, in sort as he him schooled privily. And that new creature, born without her due, full of the maker's guile, with usage sly, he taught to imitate that lady true, whose semblance she did carry under feigned hue. Thus well instructed, to their work they haste, and coming where the knight in slumber lay, the one upon his hardy head him plast, and made him dream of loves and lustful play, that nigh his manly heart did melt away, bathed in wanton bliss and wicked joy. Then seemed him his lady by him lay, and to him plained how that false winged boy her chaste heart had subdued, to learn Dame Pleasure's toy. And she herself of beauty sovereign